Three. I am Big D, your host, joined as always by the notorious BOF. How are you tonight, my friend?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. If you smell what I'm cooking.
I do smell what you're cooking.
If you
We were
smell what the notorious BOF is cooking.
we were cooking before the show started here just now, and we decided we should probably start the show and just start talking about what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Wait, we have talked for the last 30 minutes. Let's actually start the podcast and, you know, do what
Yeah,
we're here for.
the
So,
things all of our fans are missing, all of the
yeah.
rolling heavy tangents that we go off on
Would you
before the
s-
show
would
even starts.
would you say the millions and millions of Rollin heavy fans? You can't
Yes.
hold that away from them.
No. Maybe we'll release a director's cut. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it's about time the Rolling Heavy came back to the airwaves. I'm
Oh,
rocking it today.
you
I'm
are.
like,
I
I
you
am.
you're just full of them rock taglines.
Jeez, and I'm not even a rock fan.
Ah man, oh, especially now.
Yeah, especially after what was it,
The whole WrestleMania lead up and
End Boss
the
or
final
whatever, or
boss.
Final Boss, whatever you say, Bowser.
Okay, so talking about King and Queen of the Ring tonight. Um, we're obviously on probably the exact same time SmackDown is on, so we don't know who's coming from the men and women side of the bracket right now from SmackDown. So we'll throw our speculation in, and then after we watch the show tomorrow, we can laugh about how right or wrong we were overall.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, let's dive into it. We're gonna start with what I think is probably the biggest match on the card with Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul for the Universal Championship.
Yeah,
And I don't know about you, but this one just doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't understand this at all. Like, I I don't understand this at all. Like Logan, like this looks like a like you know what? This is like this is obviously gonna go Cody Rhodes' way. Like Logan Paul is a part-time wrestler. Let's be honest. He doesn't do shows. All he does is pay-per-views. He does shows if he's promoting a pay-per-view that he's going to be in, but he doesn't do shows. He's not on SmackDown every week.
Yeah. Yep.
So it makes zero sense to move him into the Universal Championship unless he's going to be a full-time wrestler,
Yeah. Very true.
you know?
hmm Yeah. This just feels like when they're throwing to have a main card title match. You
It
know.
looks like they got through the first four matches and they're like, "Okay, we need a fifth match. What
We
are we going to do?
we need something else right now.
What are we gonna do? Who can we throw in there? Well, we don't really have anything going on with Damian Priest right now, so we can't throw. There's not the Raw title on the line. Hey, you know what? Let's do Cody. And I think right now, and since they are the fifth match, which is looks like they're probably gonna be the first match of the night. It's a that's a set the tone match, is what it is.
Yeah, and I don't know what the order is going to be. Um, yeah, because there's only 5 matches on this card.
Yeah,
So it's another pretty small card like Backlash. Um, I imagine the King and Queen of the Ring matchups will be the co-main events.
I
Um,
would I would think so, especially with all of kind of the pomp and circumstance that are going to go with after you know after the king wins and the queen wins. I
yep.
mean, there's going to be the crowning and all of this other thing and blah blah blah. So, I mean, I would think that they're probably the co-main events, but like I don't understand. I don't understand the Cody Rhodes Logan Paul.
No, well,
First off, I mean, and if we have we gotten away from storylines? Here's the thing. I watch. This is my soap opera. WWE is my soap opera. Tell me a story. I want a story. I'm not getting a story from you.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, how they even announced it, like there was no story or anything. It
No, it's like,
was
oh, you wanted a
we
match, and we
need
know
a
that
match.
you're a fighting champion. Yeah, I am. Well, here's your next match, Logan Paul. Ooh, I
Yeah,
mean,
and it's
ooh.
classic face versus classic heel. They have the contract signing, and then Logan tears up the contract. I didn't agree to put my title on the line, and
This is not what we decided to do. Blah blah
yeah,
blah. It's
so
like,
they're fabricating some beef to try and give it some emotion, but I think everybody sees through it. It's like this is just another match. There's no way Cody loses this match.
these are the top two guys in WWE right now. Let's just say that.
I don't know if I'd say they're the top two guys.
Well,
I
I mean,
think Cody is by far number one. Like he is super hot right now. He is
I would
the face of all faces. Um, yeah, like Cody is WWE right now.
Cody is WWE, yeah. And when I say the top two, I mean Logan Paul is probably one of the bigger heels right now.
Yeah,
I mean, can you think of any a bigger heel? Pure heel?
pure heel Dominic Mysterio.
No.
Um,
I think that dude is not. That dude's so far from being a heel. He's just hated. Like he's not even a heel anymore.
he's
He's
so
just
bad.
like
People just hate him.
he's just a waste of space, is what he is. He's just like nobody. Like he's the guy you see that makes you throw like this guy, like that guy. Like why is he here? Why does this dude exist? Like yeah,
Yeah,
like I mean he's for sure a heel, but he's just he's disliked very much. He's despised.
yeah. I,
If you want the most despised heel, Dominic Mysterio 100%. If you want somebody that just is hated and gets under your skin just because of his arrogant attitude,
yeah,
it is Logan Paul.
that's fair. I mean,
Logan Paul is the new Miz.
yeah, I guess so. I mean, he's definitely the biggest heel on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I think far and away. I think the heel turn they've got going for Chad Gable right now, um, is kind of pushing him to those echelons. But we'll talk to him here about him here in a little bit. But
Yeah, but Chad Gable I mean he is forever gonna be he's a mid card. He's a mid card heel. He's not like people aren't gonna I mean people will dislike him, right? He's Owen Hart, right? He's Nugget.
Owen was not a nugget.
But I mean but he was a heel for so long and called a Nugget for so long. That's Chad Gable.
I mean,
He's
but
a Nugget.
we were just talking about this that the IC title and the US Championship are mid card titles. Logan Paul
They are.
is a mid card superstar.
Yeah, he is a mid card superstar, and that's why I say he's not going to be a top heel. If he falls into the heel
I think
kind of,
if you're gonna hold the championship as a heel, you're most when you're the top of your thing. Yeah, you might hold one of the main titles, the Universal Championship or the WWE World Title, but most of the time as a heel, your height is either the IC title or the US title. That's where your the typical peak is for most heels.
I mean, I guess it depends on the heel,
I mean,
right? Like,
the heels that are exceptional will go
like
to the higher heights.
look at
But
Roman Reigns.
exactly, like he was an exceptional heel though.
Yeah, well, and that's what I'm saying. Like Chad Gable, this is his level of, like, this is his. He's at his pinnacle.
Right.
Like
And do you Do you not think Logan Paul's at his pinnacle?
Being a U.S. title,
Yeah.
it depends. I can see Logan Paul being one of the having hit. I think he's just he's phenomenal in the ring.
Yeah.
Let's not discount that.
No
Like,
debate from me at all.
for how much I dislike looking at his giant chin and nose and listening to the things that come out of his mouth, and does he die? He has a punchable face, right?
He does. I mean,
Like
we've talked about punchable faces.
he's got a punchable face.
Him and his brother both. Like they just have that punchable face.
I
You're
hope
walking down the
his-
street and you just kind of want to punch him in the face.
Here's the thing. So, little tangent, shocker. So Jake Paul, right? If you ever watched the show Bizarre Bark, Bizarre Bark.
I have not.
It's a teeny bopper show about shocker influencers.
Wow.
Yeah, Jake Paul's on that, and he plays Dirk, who his channel is he does dares and stuff like that. But even then, he's pretty young. He punchable face, like punchable face.
Yeah.
But I hope Tyson turns his face inside out.
I think most of the world is hoping for that.
I hope that Tyson punches him in the nose so hard that his face ends up looking like a butthole. That's how bad I want him to get punched.
Well, I think he will. I think Tyson is a different caliber, even at almost 60.
Gee, if Tyson. I think if Tyson even just was to like slap me on the back, as like, "Hey, how you doing?" I am pretty sure I would need to go to the doctor.
Yeah, I mean, I'd at least shit in my pants.
That dude has I mean, there's guys that have punch power, right? Let's say Chuck Liddell. Like that dude had uncanny punching power.
Yeah, that big overhand right just
Like
put so many people to sleep.
But nothing compared to Tyson is on a different level.
Yes. Oh, 100% he is.
Like, yeah. I would like to see him at an arcade hitting one of those like speed bags to see how hard it is. And I'm pretty sure it's just gonna like explode.
Just be like, nope. The bag's gonna retract.
Right.
It's not even gonna let him hit it.
It's gonna come down. It's gonna see Tyson. It's gonna say, "Nope," and go back up. It's like this happens. This happens every time. All right. Anyway, that's back to what were we here for?
Bring it back. Cody Rhodes versus
Are we
Logan
talking
Paul.
about? Are we talking about boxing? This is a boxing podcast, right?
Yeah. You roll around in boxing, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm a boxer.
But
I throw them bows.
Kickboxing, maybe Muay Thai.
Uh,
You're gonna get DQ'd if you throw bows in boxing.
No, I'm gonna throw them both.
But Cody Rhodes, Logan Paul. I think me and you both feel like this is just kind of a throwaway match. Will it have some exciting moments? Probably, but
yeah,
I don't expect any big surprises here.
No, I think Cody walks away with the championship. He's gonna hold the title still. Like I don't see Cody. I don't see Cody. Based on the story, unless they want to set up a WrestleMania match, then I can see maybe Logan Paul taking it from. Because Roman Reigns didn't do a lot of shows either.
No, he didn't, but he was around a lot. Like the Bloodline was around. Like Roman himself didn't wrestle a lot, but he cut a lot of promos and he did a lot. He just wasn't in the ring a whole lot.
So I can see the only way it makes sense for Logan Paul, which is again garbage, to give him the Universal title and then the US title to have him be this grand champion. That's garbage unless he restructured the Prime sponsorship and he just bought the Universal Championship. Let's just say that. But
I if Logan wins, I feel like this is a huge blunder by WWE because Cody is still super hot from WrestleMania. Like
absolutely,
he's the face, and if they can't take that away from him, right now,
no.
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
And there's plenty of time to build something up to SummerSlam, which is in 3 months.
yeah. Well, and that and that leads up into King of the Ring, right?
Yeah,
Because I mean, one of the winners there could choose Cody Rhodes as or the Universal Champion as the champion they want to fight for. So my pick for the Cody Rhodes Logan Paul Cody Rhodes. If it's Logan Paul, I'm gonna write a very strongly worded letter to Triple H, which I'm sure he will definitely sit down and read word for word.
hey, I'm sorry, it's Paul Levesque now.
He's Triple H.
I'm in the same boat. Cody Rhodes wins. I think it'll be a fun match to watch, but in the end, like I think it'll be the 3 out of 5. There'll be some exciting moments. There'll be a little bit of suspense, but I don't expect much from it.
No, no, it'll be. I mean, Logan Paul will do some pretty aerobatic things. Cody Rhodes will do his things. He'll pay homage to his dad and to his brother. He'll do the elbow. He'll do the 24 karat punch or whatever.
Yep.
And then Crossroads, it's over.
Sounds about right. There'll be a Cody cutter in there and a disaster kick.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to kick out of a finishing move because finishers aren't finishers, but that's
an upcoming episode.
That's another topic for another day.
That's a hot topic. That's 2 hours right now, and we're not going to get into
that. Yeah. All right. Next match we've got on our list here: Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, Bronson Reed for the Intercontinental title in a triple threat match. And I honestly don't know what to make of this one.
I understand the Sami Zayn Chad Gable line.
Yeah, like I don't understand like where does Bronson Reed fit into this?
No, I mean I think he had a run in with Sami Zayn at some point in time.
Sami beat him on Raw a couple weeks ago for the title. And then Chad Gable beat Sami, I think, Monday in a non-title match from Otis's interference.
Otis interference, but that, looks like the Alpha Academy are kind of hanging on there by a thread. Yeah. Shocker. Which of the factions? Come on, man.
So
that's right to censor right there. I mean,
no, not quite. I think they're worse.
Yeah, they're not a faction. They're Spirit Squad is what they are.
I mean, they're not too far off from that. They're just not cheerleaders.
Yeah, it's. I don't know.
So,
yeah, but I'm pretty.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. This is just a weird match to me.
It is.
What I think here's my predictions. Otis is going to be out there with Chad. Chad's going to want him to interfere and do all this, and he's not going to. And I think Otis snaps and actually hits Chad Gable, like he rebels, and is kind of siding with Sami, because I don't know if you remember after Raw last week, Otis, Sami came and talked to Otis, be like, "Oh, I'm so disappointed in you. Why did you do what you did?" That, right after Chad laid into him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I see happening. I mean, I could see the interference from Otis happening and then Bronson Reed capitalizing just for a shock factor.
I can see that.
But
he's the dark horse in this, right?
Yeah. He's the wild card. Without Bronson Reed, I think Sami Zayn wins by Otis interference. But with Bronson Reed in there, I could see it going either way. But I don't see Chad Gable winning unless Otis interferes on his behalf, which I don't think he will.
Really, I see Chad Gable winning this one.
Really? I don't.
Yeah, I do. I do. We need a heel. We need a heel champion someplace, and this is where it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be sad to see Sammy lose. Like, I think Sammy's good in the ring. I'm kind of over his whole, I'm trying my hardest. He's kind of at the end of his career.
Uh-huh.
And all of like those spots they did for weeks and weeks, just like I'm beating myself up, I'm doing all this, and then he got this training from Chad Gable, and then finally beat Gunther for the IC title.
Yeah, it's what is it? Is Rocky 3 where Apollo dies?
Rocky 2,
Oh,
1,
he's Rocky 2
1, 2.
when Apollo dies.
Apollo dies in 3 to Drago.
Yeah, so their line that story that's Rocky 3 minus the dying
Death.
friend,
Yeah.
the death, but that's Rocky 3. Let's be honest. Or it's when Mick dies. Let's be honest. It's Rocky 2. It's Rocky 3. It's a Rocky. It's a knockoff Rocky.
Yeah. Okay.
It's wished Rocky is what it is. That storyline.
Yeah. I don't see Sammy winning.
No, I don't see Bronson Reed winning. I see Chad Gable winning, just because of all of the stuff that's going on with the Alpha Academy. I see him winning just to kind of, okay, he's a champion. He must know what he's talking about. Him holding it together. But I do see him losing it either just before SummerSlam or at SummerSlam to Sami Zayn again. I think the Sami Zayn Chad Gable storyline is going to continue probably for the next few months.
Yeah, I can see that, and I think Otis switches sides, and the new Alpha Academy is basically Chad Gable and the Creed brothers.
Yeah.
So if they are there tomorrow, then I can see Chad Gable winning, but I don't know. I think Otis. This is the point where Otis turns, and Alpha Academy is no more.
Yeah.
So I guess by like all of my thoughts, Bronson Reed just wins by default.
I don't, and see, that's why he's the dark horse, right?
Yeah.
Because here goes to the back to the soap opera thing, right? Soap operas need emotion. The emotion is tied up in Sami Zayn and Chad Gable, and Sami Zayn even said it to himself. It's my body and my soul, right? The Sami Zayn Chad Gable storyline, that's the soul, right?
Yep.
The Bronson Reed Sami Zayn, that's the body thing, right?
Yep.
He's like, if I have to do it, I'm gonna go with my soul every time. So, like, I think this is just to add a little more. I think since really, it should be a rubber match, is what it should be, because they fought once and Sammy won. They fought again on Monday. Chad Gable won. Okay, now it's a rubber match, right? It should be a rubber match. Bronson Reed should be out of the picture.
Yeah.
And this should be maybe like a no DQ type of thing, and then that opens. Okay, now Alpha Academy is there. Now which side is Otis gonna take?
Yeah, see, I think that's way more compelling.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You've already planted that seed. Otis is not 100% loyal to Chad Gable. He's not 100% loyal to Sami Zayn, but he's really leaning that way now.
Yes, yeah, for sure. After Monday this last week, after Raw, he is for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that would be a better match, but
all right.
My pick is Chad Gable for the IC match.
All right. I'm gonna go with Bronson Reed.
Really, the dark horse.
Yep, I think Sammy and Chad get tied up in their own stuff, and with Otis, and then Bronson Reed somehow finds a way to capitalize out of nowhere, and
I
he
can see.
wins.
I can see it. I can see it, but see, and then where does the story go? See, I'm a story guy. Where does the story go?
You can still have Sami Zayn and Chad Gable have beef without a title.
See, here's my story. Chad Gable wins, and then Otis breaks off from the Alpha Academy, and then challenges um, Chad Gable for the IC title at SummerSlam, and then there's a match.
Yeah, but then
That's your match.
your Sammy storyline is dead at that point.
I think it's dead after this anyway. I think that story's run its course. It's I don't know if you ever watched The Walking Dead, but their story repeated over and over and over again.
I did. That's
And
why I stopped watching after season 4.
yeah, it's like, oh, it's the same story. Oh, we're here and now we're farmers, and oh no, now there's these bad guys and they're taking away our farm and blah blah blah. It's the same story.
Oh, now we
It's
live in a prison, and now there are these
yeah,
bad guys, and they're taking over the prison.
and look, we farm here at the prison, but oh no, now they have a tank. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I think the Sami Zayn story's run its course. Like, it's run its course.
yeah.
And
So
people love the round mound of meat. They just love Otis.
they
He's
do.
just
He's just
People
fun.
love Otis.
I love Otis.
They hate Chad Gable. That's why I think Chad Gable wins. Otis breaks away from the Alpha Academy. I think Otis does try to interfere unsuccessfully, but I think he tries to win it for Sammy against Chad. He fails, as Otis is,
Prone
one
to
to
do.
do.
Yep.
Yeah, he kind of fails. And then, because didn't he win like the money in the bank, and then he dropped it and it fell into someone's hand?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, damn. So I think that's what happens. He tries to interfere.
Oh, I think we lost you.
Sorry, I was coughing and I forgot to turn my mic back on. So I think he does. He interferes, is unsuccessful. Chad Gable, it backfires, takes out Sammy. Bronson Reed is already out for some reason. He got hit with something. And what is Sammy's kick that he does?
The
Everybody
Halua
has
kick.
a kick. Everybody's got a kick. Everybody's got a kick. So Sammy does his cookie cutter kick of everybody else's kick and takes out Bronson Reed. But Chad Gable was playing possum, and he comes and he's going to try to do something. He gets on the top rope. Otis tries to interfere, does something wrong. It backfires on Sami Zayn. Chad Gable wins, and he kicks Otis out of the Alpha Academy. Sammy's like, hey, you know what? You shouldn't have done what you did, blah, blah, blah. We're still friends, yada, yada, yada. Now, here's a rocky montage, and Sami Zayn helps Otis, and Otis challenges Chad, and you see that at SummerSlam.
I think that's feasible. But
I mean,
I don't know. We'll
that's
have to see.
the only storyline I can see for the IC title. That's the only storyline I can see. Right now, I'm playing, what is it, WWE 2K24?
Oh, you got it?
And no, that's what I'm doing.
Gotcha.
That's all these matches are. It's
Fair,
like,
fair.
I want to see Cody Rhodes fight Logan Paul, fight at King of the Ring, fight. I want Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed. Fight. There's no story behind it.
Yeah, it's just a match.
Throwing Otis in the middle, having Chad win the title, I think adds that there's your IC title story.
Gotcha. So you've got Chad Gable. I've got Bronson Reed by default. I think it's going to be pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
And to see where things get set up. But, I mean, yeah, overall. Yeah. I think it'll be a fun match to watch.
But, and here's the thing, though. Chad Gable doesn't have to pin Sami Zayn to win.
No, he doesn't.
So something could happen to Sami Zayn. And, maybe Otis does do something and then feels bad about it. And Chad Gable ends up pinning Bronson Reed. So
no, see, that's where I think Bronson comes in. Is there's so much between Sammy, Chad, and Otis that either Otis interferes successfully or unsuccessfully. Those two get caught up. Bronson Reed just comes out of nowhere and capitalizes on whatever else happens.
I think he's there to get pinned. I think that's why he's in the match. I'm calling my shot. Bronson Reed gets pinned.
Bronson Reed gets pinned by Chad Gable for Chad Gable to win the title.
23 minutes in.
Okay. I'm writing that one down.
Write that
down. Okay, I have to say, best kick in WWE right now, Claymore.
It's the same kick.
It's not.
It's just called Claymore.
It's a front drop kick.
It's
different.
A kick. It's a kick.
And it legit looks like he tears their head off. But we don't need to get into that.
Yeah, it's... But do they kick out?
Always. But
so.
this is another story.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next match up, we've got Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. And I'm on the Liv Morgan revenge train here.
Yeah. I am too. I think she is... You didn't agree with me when I said, way back, before we started talking about this online, that I said Lita was a very good heel when she was with Edge. And you don't get very many really good female heels. Liv Morgan is an outstanding female heel.
Oh, yes.
Like when she's out there stirring the pot, and then like Damage Control comes out and she walks out, she's like, "That's your problem, not mine."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my god, I hate you, but that is so good."
I know. I'm just waving. It's like, not my problem.
Not my problem. Not my problem. So.
Yeah, and I've kind of turned on Becky. Like when I first started watching again a couple of months ago, I thought Becky was awesome. I thought she was great on the mic. She was great on the ring or in the ring, and I was like, yeah, Becky's pretty awesome. She's never going to beat Rhea Ripley, but Becky's awesome.
Yep.
But since she's gotten the title, like all of her promos are exactly the same. Like there's no range from Becky.
No, it's I'm tough and I'm gonna fight. I'm tough and I'm gonna fight.
Yeah, and the only reason I've watched her full promos from the last couple of episodes is because Liv showed up.
Yeah.
And has been fantastic.
Yep. Yeah. And Liv has range. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm on the revenge tour too. But I think, and hear me out. Like I said, I like stories.
Yeah.
I think Liv wins on Saturday. Guess who shows up on Monday?
I think Rhea comes back.
I think, because what did she say when she laid that title down?
I'm coming.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care who has my title. I am coming back, and I am coming for blood.
Yep.
This is the perfect setup for that.
Yeah, and wasn't it Liv Morgan that put Rhea out?
Hurt her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, she's coming back. Like she's in Disneyland right now. Like she's coming back.
Yeah, I think it's the perfect setup.
Yep, I think Liv Morgan wins the match, and I don't think it'd be awesome if Rhea showed up after Liv won, but then that's a little too obvious. That's a little too much. Okay, here, all right, yeah, that was 1,000% a setup. But I think she wins Liv Saturday, Rhea Ripley Monday on Raw.
Yeah,
But
I
that's my hopes and dreams right there.
that's also my hopes. Raw's women's division has missed Rhea.
They need Rhea so bad. Like that, mommy carries that division on her shoulders.
Well, I mean, not only that, like she's such a big part of the Judgment Day, and like the Judgment Day storyline is kind of lame right
Garbage.
now.
Especially with Carlito. Like, I don't even understand what this storyline is. It's like, do you like Carlito? Do you not like Carlito? Why is he even there in the first place? Like, how is he still in wrestling? Like, I thought Carlito, like, like that dude's been wrestling for like 61 years. I'm
Yeah,
like, are you never getting rid of the Apple gimmick? Like, you're just gonna always do the Apple thing? Like, cool,
that's his thing. He's just gonna have an apple all the time.
cool. I got my Apple. Awesome. I guess you never see the doctor.
Yeah, so yeah, she ties so much of like the main parts of Raw together. It
Mm-hmm.
has I don't want to say floundered, but it's just like the impact of Raw hasn't been there. Like when I first started watching, I liked Raw way more than SmackDown.
Uh huh.
And now I'm kind of liking SmackDown a little bit more.
Well,
And
and
yeah,
the
it's just
judgment
it's
the
a,
Judgment Day doesn't have as much luster as they do without Rhea.
no.
Like, and maybe it'll come back with their current members. It's not coming back with Carlito. Carlito was not adding any value to the Judgment Day
No.
as far as popularity goes. Like, unless they want them to be hated more, because people were really kind of turning for Damian Priest. I'm turning for Damian Priest.
I've 100% turned for Damian Priest.
I want that dude to just kick them to the curb and be like, "Peace out.
Yeah.
You all go do your thing, but I'm gonna be me now." Like,
I mean,
like
I still wish my guy Jay Uso won, but like Davian's been great. Like he's been an awesome champion. He's great in the ring. He's great on the mic, and
yep,
he's transcended the Judgment Day at this point.
he has, and I think that for those reasons, I think that's why. Um, I think Jay's had his shot, and that's as far as it's gonna. That's as much as he's gonna get.
I with him losing to Gunther.
Yep.
Yeah, like he's main event of the main mid card Jey Uso.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
But
main event
he's
Raws, but not anything else.
not WrestleManias. Nope. Like I
Which
think he's had his yeah, and I think they tried it. I think those were his shots, and yeah, the Yeet's cool. Everybody loves the Yeet, but um, he just doesn't have that. He doesn't have that swagger that Damian Priest has.
no, he doesn't. And it pains me to say because I love Jey Uso. I think he's fun to watch in the ring. He's exciting,
He is.
but he's not good on the mic. He's
Nope.
average at best. Like the promos that he's cut with Gunter and Damien have been okay. Um, he throws in his catchphrases and whatnot, but like that's the range of it.
Yeah.
He's not. It pains me to say this, but he's not the name to carry either of the brands.
No, I'm actually surprised we're not talking about him in an IC title right now.
Yeah, I think the IC title, or if he ever ends up with SmackDown, the US title is kind of his peak.
Yep, I think so. I think so. And you know what? It pains me to say it because I really like the dude. I think he's good. I think, I think I think his pinnacle was the Sami Zayn bloodline story.
Yeah.
And, I think they were trying to do something with him after that to get him kind of to be main event Jey Uso, and I don't think it's gonna. It's not there.
It's not. It's unfortunate, but it's not.
Yeah, and even as a fan of him, watching him with trying to be that guy, it didn't catch me.
Yeah, it pains me to say that, but I agree because I love Jey Uso. He's one of my favorite guys to watch, but I don't think it's in the cards for him. I think, upcoming, depending on what happens with Roman and Jimmy, which we might talk about here a little bit. I think maybe him and Jimmy back as the Usos with the original, like the OG bloodline, is probably where he's best suited.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyways, tangent.
He's a supporting cast is what he is.
Yeah, he's a really good supporting cast, but
yep.
he is.
No, he's like he'll win an Oscar for his supporting role, but he's not.
He's never
not
winning Best Actor.
Nope, he's not.
So, back from the tangent, Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan. I've got Liv in a pretty standard match back and forth. I don't imagine there being any interference. And
no. Well, we got the damage control thing happening, right?
But I don't think they're going to be there. Like, there's no reason for them to be there.
No.
Nobody's got a match. Nobody's got anything. Like, there's no reason for damage control to be there.
Well, but Becky Lynch just beat Io Sky. And there's no reason for damage control to even exist, but they do.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a pretty standard match. It's going to be heated. There's going to be slaps and kicks and punches and whatnot, but I think in the end, Liv wins. Becky's whole thing over the last month is like, you've never beat me.
Yeah.
And I think that changes at King of the Ring.
No, I think Liv Morgan wins too. I do think that we see something from Damage Control. And even though she has a match, I do think that if Damage Control shows up, I do think we see something from Lyra Valkyria. Is that how you say the name? Valkyria?
I think it's Lyra Valkyria.
Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah.
Clever.
So, yeah, I've got Liv. I think it's going to be a pretty average match. Maybe 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do the best show that they can, which I think neither one of them are really like. They have their standard moves, right?
Yeah.
They're not high flyers. You're not gonna be like, oh my god, did you see that move? They don't have any moves, right? They're very, very technical wrestlers. But yeah, I agree. I say 3 out of 5. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley on Monday.
Yeah, it sets up the Rhea storyline, and I think Liv can carry the title.
Absolutely, can she?
I think she can be the face, and she can carry the women's division and elevate it. Even if Mommy doesn't come back, like, I think she can bring that whole division up.
Liv Morgan can carry the title the way that they were trying to get Tiffy Time to carry the title, right? Because they're very similar personalities, but I think that Liv Morgan just has that little bit more where she can 100% get under your skin and be like, and carry that. She can make you hate her.
Yeah.
which you want to do for a heel champion.
But you
Just hate
can't
her.
because she's so good at it.
Yeah, you're like, I really dislike you.
I want
I
to hate
really,
you, but I can't. I can't hate
it's
you.
yeah, she would be because I'm a Broncos fan. Denver Broncos go at least win 5 games this year. It'd be awesome. Like, so when Peyton Manning was with the Colts, right, and doing like State Farm commercials or whatever,
Yep.
I'm like, I love you so much, but I have to hate you because you've done me dirty so many times in AFC Championship games or playoff games. I can't like you, but I really want to. And then he became a Bronco, and all of my prayers were answered.
And he's now your
So,
favorite player of all time?
Walter Payton,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
No, I wouldn't even guess.
Never, ever. There will never, ever be a question. Walter Payton.
Number 2?
Shitting me? Walter Payton?
No. Peyton Manning.
Number 30.
Number 2 on your list.
Randall Cunningham actually on my list.
Okay.
And then probably Peyton.
There you
I
go.
would say Peyton's probably 3. Yeah.
Yeah, random NFL tangent.
Yeah, there we go. but Liv Morgan, for like you said, 100% she can carry the title. She can carry the title.
Yeah.
And not just carry it. Like she can carry the weight of that title.
Yes, like she can be the face of the women's division on Raw.
Yep, absolutely. And I think when she wins, if Mommy doesn't show up on Monday, I think her and Becky will probably keep a little bit of a rivalry going on for a little bit. But at some point in time, I bet you, SummerSlam, calling it now, triple threat match. Guess who the third person is?
Rhea?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's. I think if there's a triple threat match, that's easy.
Yeah.
Becky, Liv, and Rhea.
Becky, Liv, and Rhea. I think I can see that happening.
All right. Moving on. The Queen of the Ring finals. Lyra Valkyria versus either Nia Jax or Bianca Belair, which will be decided tonight on SmackDown. And I know we've talked about it a bunch, but I have Nia Jax winning it all. Like she wins the bracket for me. So she beats Bianca tonight, and then she beats Lyra Valkyria on tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. Like Bianca Belair, like it doesn't make sense for Bianca Belair to go any farther than where she is right now.
No, it doesn't. She just won the tag titles at Backlash.
They're really pushing the Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, tag team,
Yeah.
like team, and fighting the Kabuki Warriors. I really think they're really trying to develop a pretty strong women's tag team division, which they've never had. There's never been they've always had tag teams, but there's never been a strong like
just a women's division tag team
of tag teams. Like you have rolling the clock back a little bit. There's no Hardys, there's no Dudley Boys, there's no Edge and Christians. They don't have those just like outstanding, like when you hear about like Edge and Christian, Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, right? Those are main card tag team.
Oh yeah.
And those are main event tag team matches and teams. You don't get that, and there's never been that in the women's division. I really think they're pushing that with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.
Yeah, it seems that way.
But I can see Bianca Belair winning, and then them starting a beef with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. But that doesn't make sense to me.
No,
that doesn't.
It doesn't. I think
like Bianca. My choice is Nia Jax the entire way. because there's no storyline going on right now for the SmackDown title.
Yeah, it's just Bailey just has it.
Yeah, it's like I guess I'm just champion. Cool. Like there's no storyline. They tried the Tiffy time Naomi thing, but that's three faces.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
Nia's a. I mean, Nia's a pretty good heel. She's not Liv Morgan by any means,
no,
but like she's a decent heel.
she's the Andre the Giant.
She's the
She doesn't have
heel Andre. I don't think Andre was ever truly a heel.
when when he was facing Hogan. If you're Hogan's opponent, you're a heel. Doesn't matter who you
Well, that doesn't count.
are. So
That doesn't
yes, it
count.
counts, 'cause
No,
that's the
it
era that
doesn't.
he was wrestling
No.
in. I mean, doesn't count that was the era that he was wrestling in, but I agree with you that Andre wasn't a true heel.
Like Nia's a
But
true heel. She
no,
was a
Nia's
heel
a
on
true
Raw,
heel.
and her whole feud with Becky Lynch, and she's a heel on SmackDown. What I can see happening is because the way that she won against Jade, with having Jade hit her with a chair and the DQ, I can see some beef flaring up between Nia and Bianca and Jade. What that turns
Well,
into, I don't know.
well, and there you go. So Nia Jax wins. She wins. I mean, she's gonna win. She's gonna be queen of the ring. Let's be honest.
Yep.
She wants to fight Bailey. She's already tried to get a match with Bailey. Hasn't been super successful doing that.
Nope.
So now she says, "Okay, I want your title at SummerSlam." Wins it at SummerSlam, and now there's another. Okay, now you got the Jade Cargill. Because let's be honest, as much as they want them to be a tag team fight, Jade Cargill is not a tag team.
No.
A tag team.
But this is
Right.
it's a transition phase for her because she's super new in the ring. They
Yeah.
need to get her time in the ring, but not where she is in the ring full time. Like
Yeah,
it allows her to go in and essentially practice some of these move combinations. We've talked about this throughout the weeks, just as matches and stuff happen. But she needs the time to practice these move sequences and get crisp in the ring. Because the only thing Jade's got going for her right now is one, she's popular, and two, she's strong as hell. Like holy shit,
She is.
like
She's China strong. She is China strong.
oh yeah. Oh,
Right.
like she's ridiculously strong, and she's doing stuff in the women's division that we haven't seen since China. But she's China strong and way more athletic.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
So she needs time to develop, and I think eventually
She's
she'll
trying
end
to
up
take her.
Yeah, she'll end up being a women's champion in one of the divisions, but she needs time.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the tag titles are for. They'll get some high-profile matches with some really good quality opponents because they're the tag champs, and it'll give Jade some time to progress. And Bianca Belair is fantastic. Like she couldn't have a better tag team partner than Bianca.
No, but she's been women's champion several times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think it's the perfect Jade and Bianca are in the perfect position where they need to be to eventually push Jade like I think they want to.
Yeah. Well, and Bianca Belair, like Jade Cargill's like the rookie quarterback that just got drafted. Bianca Belair, she's the grizzly vet that's been out there for a while, but she's going to be the starter for a minute just so that the kid can learn, and that's like you said, that's exactly what it is. Go out there, kind of learn what it's like, really get your match flow down, and then let's kind of polish you up on the mic a little bit. The only thing I would like to see them do, they're playing the Storm thing. Can we get her to like get her on some cables and have her float in. Let's be true still.
let's just if we're gonna do it, like, let's not half-ass it.
Here's the thing: if we're gonna rob from Marvel, which it will be on our when we do our worst gimmicks thing that is part of mine. Um, let's rob. Let's do it. Let's have her float in. Let's come on. Let's let's have her be. She's Halle Bell. She's Halle Berry
Barry.
Storm. Halle Berry Storm. Let's have her be Halle Berry Storm.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, Nia Jax wins it. She takes the title back. She takes the title from Bayley.
At SummerSlam.
But at SummerSlam. But in the meantime, I think that her beef with Jade Cargill, because if you saw, Nia Jax had some words for Jade Cargill's daughter.
Oh yeah, they're already building. So here's what I
think.
think.
The mom.
Yeah. So
That's
here's what I
the
think.
mommy bear.
Here's what I think's gonna happen. Nia Jax wins tonight. She wins tomorrow at Queen of the Ring. Calls out Bayley, beats Bayley, and then continues to beef with Bianca and Jade. And then Bianca and Jade lose their titles to Damage Control, probably, back to the Kabuki Warriors. And then through the beef between Nia and Jade, it sets it up for either WrestleMania or whatever the one of the big four is after SummerSlam.
Isn't there like Clash of the Castle coming, or is that before SummerSlam?
That's before. I think that's next month. But yeah, so that's what I think. That at the next major pay-per-view after SummerSlam, we get Nia Jax, Jade Cargill. And then
yeah, I can see that.
Bianca and Jade lose the titles to the Kabuki Warriors somewhere in the middle.
Yep, I can see that. And because they start fighting against each other.
Yeah, so, something happens. I don't know what. I don't want to speculate that far, but yeah, they lose. Something happens, and yeah, then the feud continues.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and then on to the final match. We've got the King of the Ring. We've got Gunther versus either Randy Orton or Tama Tonga. And I honestly, I'm real tempted to check and see who has won tonight because I'm sure it's over by now.
I'm
not going to yet. But because there's a ton of possibilities with this. What I think will probably happen is we get Gunther versus Randy Orton at King of the Ring, and I don't know why I don't see it, but there's just a Gunther push right now. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. I think he's fine in the ring. Like, he probably chops harder than anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah, that dude, like, I would not want to feel that.
But like the only thing I can see is, or I guess there's maybe two things setting him up for a possible either Sheamus rematch with some sort of title on the line, or I know Ilya Dragunov and him have got some beef from the past.
Mm-hmm.
So setting that up with some sort of title on the line, like maybe he calls out Damian Priest and then he eventually beats Damian at SummerSlam. But
well, that's what he gets, right? He gets to choose. He either chooses he calls out Cody Rhodes or he calls out Damian Priest.
Yeah, so I don't know. I really don't know how to call this one. I don't understand the Gunther push, but Yeah, so you give me your thoughts, and maybe something will jog for me.
I definitely think if there's a Gunter push, which it looks like there is, um, Tamatonga beating Tamatonga doesn't give him the push at all. I mean, maybe a slight push, like a excuse me type of push, but not the type of push when you're trying to push someone in front of a train.
Right.
Like it's like, but him facing Randy Orton and defeating Randy Orton to be King of the Ring. Now that's a push.
Yeah, that's a huge push.
Yeah. And that's a push in the right direction to and remember, they get to choose who they want to fight, right?
Yeah, they get their choice of title.
That's a great push for him to fight Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam.
It is. I mean,
I
here,
don't think he picks Damian Priest. He doesn't choose Damian Priest.
yeah, like if Gunther wins King of the Ring, like he wants to be the top dog.
Yeah, I think he picks Cody Rhodes. I want your title. I want to be the Universal Champion. You know, there's the heavyweight champion, right? Which I think is the title of the world of the Raw.
Yeah, there's the world heavyweight champion and then the universal champion.
Do you want to be a champion of the world or champion of the entire universe, which is
Right.
all of the world? Yeah, I want to be the Universal Champion, dude. Yeah, undisputed Universal Champion. That's me. And and this is all if Cody Rhodes beats Logan Paul, which
He will. Like that. That.
yeah, that ship has sailed. But I see Gunter beating Randy. I have a couple of scenarios.
So do
So
I.
Gunther beats Randy, gets the push. He says, "I want Cody Rhodes' title." Signed, sealed, delivered. Okay, we are fighting at SummerSlam. Obviously, unless he gets a shot at the Universal Championship. Doesn't matter who is the title holder. He gets a shot at that championship at SummerSlam. It more than likely will be Cody Rhodes. It doesn't work so much with the Logan Paul storyline, I don't think. Um, but I think it would work pretty well with the Cody Rhodes. But I can see Randy Orton beating Gunther, and because he's had a run. I mean, he's had his run-ins with the Judgment Day
Yeah.
and Damian Priest. I can see him taking a Damian Priest title, and those two going back and forth would be highly entertaining.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like I haven't seen a whole lot of Randy in the ring, but what I've seen, especially recently, like dude's pretty fucking good.
He's
Like,
really good. I mean, he's good, especially for being, guy. I think he's like 42 now. Like he's real. I'm talking like um promo, in the ring, face to face, mic time.
yeah,
Those two can those two. I think those two face to face on the mic would be would hark back to Stone Cold Rock time. When people were really good on the mic.
yeah, yeah. Like I think it would be a fun, entertaining storyline.
It would be a great, and that'd be when I want to see what's going on next. I want to see what's happening next.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be a fun one to watch.
Plus he's never been King of the Ring, so
This will complete his the cycle for him. He
and
will
I
have
have
won it all.
and I have a feeling it hasn't been. I have a feeling Randy Orton's probably starting to plan his farewell tour.
Yeah,
You know, I think he's like, you know what, body's not really responding like it used to. Things hurt a lot longer than they used to. And, it might be time for me to really think about hanging it up. And doing cameos every now and then, and next WrestleMania I'll show up and then I'll RKO and then I'll disappear, because that's our thing now.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm going Randy Orton.
All right. Here, here's what I think's gonna happen. Uh, Tamatonga wins tonight, so
Okay.
it's Gunter Tamatonga. Tamatonga loses to Gunter, so we still get the Gunter push and that whole storyline there. But Solo kind of loses his shit on Tamatonga for losing, because that's kind of the whole thing about the new bloodline is, you you lose, you pay your dues essentially.
Yep, there's consequences to losing.
Yep. And it's the foil for the Roman return. Roman doesn't like how Solo's running it, and Heyman doesn't like the way Solo's running it. So I think Tama losing to Gunther leads to Roman's return, and what I'm hoping is Jimmy's return and reuniting with Jay, and you get OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline.
Yeah. And we were talking about needed tag teams. The Usos.
Yeah, like
Great, great, really good supporting cast. Great tag team.
yeah, one of the best tag teams. Like
Let's be honest.
yeah,
Like that's if anybody's gonna take the title from A Town, Downtown, or whatever they are,
yeah,
or R Truth, whatever, it's the Usos. And when that happens, whatever arena they are in, they better buckle that shit down because it is gonna get blown off.
yeah. Like as soon as the like you have, like, when Jay and Jimmy, I hope eventually make up. Like that's going to be a
Hmm.
huge moment. Crowds are going to go crazy. And then the second you get them in a tag team match, like the crowd's going to go nuts.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
Jay's huge right now, and I think they'll be able to get over all the Jimmy stuff and all the old bloodline stuff if like that's all reunited. And then that's a face turn for Jimmy and Roman. And you've got, like I said, you have OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline. I think that's kind of the energization that the whole Bloodline storyline needs.
Yeah, I think so too. Because you look at it right, like, um, back because that'll happen during the Sami Zayn, um, you know, true bloodline, right? It's like, are
Right.
you true? You're not truly in the bloodline. You're not truly in the bloodline, right? And that's when Jay was like, "Hey, man, I'm out. This is, like Roman Reigns went to hit Sami Zayn with a chair, and he jumped in, or was it Jimmy? Jimmy went to hit him with a chair, and Jay stepped in. He's like, "No, man," and he's like, "Cool, I'm out," you know.
Yeah.
And then, but now just and that was um guide or that was directed by Roman, and now it was Solo that took out Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
And so while they don't have a common enemy, well, while Jimmy and Jay don't have a common enemy, those three together do.
Right.
And I think because Roman Reigns, like, and even Solo's like, you call me, you acknowledge me now, and I'm sure Roman's like, oh, what the
No.
hell, man?
Uh-uh.
When did you pay at what time did you pay your dues become for us to acknowledge you? You ain't the tribal chief, like,
Yeah, and I think, Solo's been like, oh, I've talked to Roman. I've been talking to Roman. No, he hasn't. Roman's going to come back and set everything straight. Heyman's going to come back to the OG bloodline. And, like, it's just going to be a war.
here's what I wish. Can I tell you? Can I? Here's what
Yeah.
I wish. I wish at some point, maybe after, I think maybe Roman shows up with Jimmy, right? And there's and Jay is there too, and they cut to black and things are tense, right? And then we don't see anything again. And then maybe Jay is out there talking, and then Jimmy comes out, and Jimmy goes down to the ring, and they're in each other's face, in each other's face, in each other's face, and blah 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 blah. And then guess whose music hits?
The
Rikishi.
Rikishi.
Yes.
Okay.
Dad comes out to slap their boys on the ass and say, "Get your shit together. Your brothers. You need to take them out." Well, Solo is also their brother, but you need to get your brother in line. Big old booty Rikishi dancing down the aisle and getting him to. Oh my god! And I wish he sticks around as their wise man. Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
I didn't know I wanted that until you said it.
You do. You want it.
I do. That's what I want to have happen now.
Yep. WWE, call me. I should be one of your writers, dude. Like, that would be amazing. Rikishi's still around, right?
Yeah.
I see him on like documentaries and stuff, but those are obviously dated. But yeah, that's what I want. Visor, puka shell and everything. I want.
Yeah, I would love that. And Rikishi's still around, so
Yeah, he's only 58, man. He's got a lot of life in him.
All right, so I've got to get my official pick for King of the Ring winner is Gunther. Who is yours?
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
I think it's Randy Orton. Either winner, I think, takes on Cody Rhodes. But I think it'll be Randy Orton. Well, no, if Randy Orton and he challenges Damian Priest.
Okay. Well, we'll see tomorrow.
Yes, we will.
All right. Before we talk for another hour and I don't know, 5 hours,
Yeah.
and keep going, I think it's perfect time to wrap it up. We've got our official picks.
Yep.
We both have Cody Rhodes beating Logan Paul. I've got Bronson Reed winning by default in the triple threat. You've got Chad Gable winning by an Otis fuck up.
I got Chad Gable pinning Bronson Reed.
Yep. At 23 minutes.
23 minutes into the match.
Yep. We both have Liv Morgan beating Becky Lynch.
Nia Jax. Mommy showing up on Monday.
Yep. Nia Jax beating Lyra Valkyria. I've got Gunther beating Tama Tonga, and you have Randy Orton beating Gunther.
Ideal.
There you go. There are the picks. And
they're the picks.
And our predictions for the future.
I'm calling it now. I'm 5-0.
Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out tomorrow, but 5-0.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. It's been another episode of Rollin' Heavy. If you have any questions, if you have any show topic ideas, please reach out to us at rollinheavybjj@gmail.com. BOF, you got any words of wisdom before we go?
I've used all my words.
There you have it. Thanks, everybody.